Hey, how are you doing? Today's my day off, and even though my day off, there's so many things to do, so I came all the way to the karate gym I'm running, and actually I'm doing my remaining work here, and I don't have farm work today because it's raining outside, so I just took my day off, and I think it's a really good chance to take a rest, and it's a really good chance for me to recover from fatigue that I feel every day on the field. So what I want to talk about here is about working for a company for certain years to get a skill prior to starting up your business. You know, my father told me that the most effective way when I want to start business to is to get a skill in a certain company while you work for the company for about 3 or 4 years. And I believe this theory. So if I come up with a business idea which I really want to try in the market, I just want to enter in. I always thought that I needed to go to work for the company that has a certain that I can learn a certain skill or ability in the field that I want to try to enter in. So I also think that this is the most effective way to start my business. Eh, When I when I don't have any experience, when I don't have any experience in the field, and when I don't have any ability or skill in that field. So if you don't have any skills, uh, you have to work for the company that you can learn that skills for about 3 years or 4 years. So my father told me like that, but I think this is gonna be a long way around, and I think if you come up with the idea, you just do it as soon as possible, and you just experience right away, and you just feel it, and you just feel it, and you just you know you just think about how to do it by yourself, and you just grow in the process that you are really worried about how to do it, and you are struggling to get a solution. So, so- and probably in the process of your struggling to make effort to grow your business, you probably naturally learn uh, the the industry's custom or habits. Then you also grow up yourself at the same time. You also grow up yourself at the same time while you just run your business. So so if you so I think work for 3 hours in the field that you want to try out. Um, you should just start. You just start doing that as soon as possible. You don't have to work for the company in that industry for certain years, but you just start doing that. So we are not really sure whether whether you win a success or not, but probably the probability that you fail the business is really high. But there's so many things that you can learn from failure in the industry, and this failure is really more valuable than uh, than than the experience that you work for, than the experience you probably work for 3 or 4 years to get over a certain skill. This is more valuable. So I think um, if you want to start your business and you already have an idea, and if you already decide which industry you want to enter into, you just try it out as soon as possible, and you just feel it, and you just find out the solution when you are in trouble, when you're really in trouble to get out of the really difficult situation. So I think when I look back my life, I wasted my time. I wasted my time. So I thought I didn't need to work for companies. Actually, I worked for several companies before. I used to work for several companies before because there is a business I want to try it out in my life before. But after all, some there are so many there are so many business I didn't challenge. I didn't challenge, even though I worked for a certain companies for about 3 or 4 years to get a skill to prior to starting up my business and realizing my business idea. So after all, I went to work for the companies to find out the reason that I wasn't able to do that business. So how embarrassing that I told you this matter, this fact. So if I work for the companies, you know, if I work for the company for certain years to to get a certain skills to do a business, that made me realize that how difficult the business I would really want to try was. And then after all, I ended up deciding not to do that because it was really difficult. It was even difficult for me to challenge. So, but there are so many cases that when you know nothing about the fields, when you know nothing about the industry, it is really good for you to start your business because you don't know about that. You just start learning the custom of the business in the industry, and there are so many things. There's something because you don't. There's so many things you don't know. You can make a bold action. You can take a bold action that nobody can expect. This is a really strong area where you start from scratch without any experience. So I'm sorry, my talking is really incoherent, but what I want to talk about is if you want to start your business, if you want to realize the idea that you have in mind, you just start doing that as soon as possible without working for a company for at least 3 or 4 years to get over a certain skill prior to doing that business. Thank you very much.